Today I am going to present how to determine the reaction at the supports, how to determine the vertical shear, normal thrust and radial shear and bending moment at any point in the 3-inch circular arch. So in this presentation, we will discuss how to find out these parameters by solving two problems. So coming to 3-inch circular arch, already we have discussed what is 3-inch circular arch. So you know the 3-inch circular arch, the shape of the 3-inch circular arch is a circular. And you know this is the shape of the 3-inch circular arch. This is the shape of the 3-inch circular arch. And here this is the radius of the circular arch. This is the radius of the circular arch, R. Radius of circular arch OD, OC is equal to R. OD, OC is equal to R. And span of the circular arch AB is equal to L. This is span of the circular arch AB. This is equal to L. This is one support and this is one support at two support. This is hinge support at A and this is another hinge support at B, and this is the circular arch and this is the span of the arch. AB length is equal to L, and this is the rise of circular arch. CM, the height CM is the rise of the 3-inch circular arch, and this height is equal to H. Then this AM length is L by 2 and BM length is L by 2. And this is the height of the rise of circular arch. And what is this length? So this length is equal to 2R minus H, because you know the diameter of the circular arch is D, that is equal to 2R. So what is this length? What is this length? So this length is equal to 2R minus H. 2R minus H. So how you will find out the radius of the 3-inch circular arch? Because you know from the property of a circle, AM into BM is equal to CM into EM. So from this principle, you can find out what is the radius of the circular arch. AM into BM is equal to CM into EM. But you know what is the length of AM? AM is equal to L by 2. And what is the length of BM? This is also equal to L by 2. So L by 2 into L by 2 is equal to H into 2R minus H. Then you can find out what is the radius of circular arch. This is equal to L square by 8H plus H by 2. So this is the radius of the circular arch. Then coming to how to find out the coordinate of any point in the 3-inch circular arch. So let us take one point here. Let us take one point D on the circular arch. And what is the coordinate of this point? XY. XY is the coordinate of the point D, because this is the length X and this is the length Y. So you have to find out what is the length of X and Y. X and Y. So this is the coordinate of point D. Taking A at the origin or support, the coordinates of any point D on the arch is XY. So you find out what is the length of X and Y. You find out what is the length of X and what is the length of Y. So how you will find out this length X and Y? Because here you see this length is your L by 2. AM length is L by 2. And this is the radius of the circular arch. And this is the angle subtended at the center of a circular arch. So this is the radius and this is the angle theta. So what is this length? What is this length? So this length is equal to R into sine theta. This length is equal to R into sine theta. So you know the AM length is your L by 2. And here you got this length is R sine theta. So what is the X length? What is the length X? What is the length X? So X is equal to L by 2 minus sine theta. So this is the X coordinate of the point D. Similarly, find out the y coordinate of the point D. So that is the y length, y height, the height of the D point. The height of D point, this is y. So how you will find out this y length? Here you see this total, the OC length is the radius of the circular arch. OC length is radius of circular arch. And this is the rise of circular arch, H. This is rise of circular arch. So the length OM is equal to, R minus H. OM is equal to R minus H. This total minus this one, so you will get the length OM. And you see, this is R, the radius of the circular arch. So what is this length? What is this length? What is this length? So this length is here equal to R into cos theta. This length is equal to R into cos theta. If you deduct the OM length from R cos theta, then you will get the y coordinate. Then you will get the height of the point D. Height of the point D, that is your y, that you can find out by taking Rx minus OM. But OM is equal to R minus H. OM is equal to R minus H. This is R minus H. So y is equal to R cos theta minus R minus H. Then after simplification, you will get y is equal to H minus R into 1 minus cos theta. So this is the y coordinate of the point D. This is x coordinate of the point D, and this is y coordinate of the point D. So using these two equation, using these two formula, you can find out what is the coordinate of point D in the 3-inch circular arch. Then coming to how to determine the reaction at the supports. Because you see, in the 3-inch circular arch, there are two reaction components. At each support, there are two reactions. At each support, there are two reaction components. That is vertical reaction at A and horizontal reaction at A. Similarly, vertical reaction at B and horizontal reaction at B. Here you see, this is one support and this is another support. So at the support A, there is two reaction component, vertical reaction at A and horizontal reaction at A. Similarly, at B, there is also two reaction component, vertical reaction at B and horizontal reaction at B. So there are 4 reaction components in the 3-inch circular arch. So how you will find out these unknown reaction components? How you will find out the unknown reaction components? You see, for any plane structure, there are 3 independent equilibrium equations. But in this case, there are 4 unknown, 4 reaction components. But you have 3 independent equilibrium equations. So you need one more equation to find out these unknown reaction components. The 4th additional equation that you obtained at the crown, that is the bending moment at the hinge, which is passing at the crown, is 0. So you have to take the 4th equation. You have to get the 4th equation by taking the moment at the crown is equal to 0. This is the 4th additional equation, because these are the independent equilibrium equation, the static equilibrium equations. That is the summation of Fh is equal to 0 and summation of Fb is equal to 0 and Ma or Mb is equal to 0. So these are the 3 static equilibrium equations, and you will get the 4th equation by taking the moment at the crown is equal to 0. In the case of 3-inch circular arch, if the horizontal load is not acting, so that case, how you will find out the reaction components? So if the horizontal load is not acting, so that case HA is equal to HP, that is equal to H. Both sides the reaction, horizontal reaction are same. What is the horizontal reaction here? And here also the same horizontal reaction will get. When there is no horizontal loading. When there is no horizontal loading, so you will get the same horizontal reaction at A and B. That is HA is equal to SP is equal to H. So that case, so you have to use these three equations to find out the unknown reaction components. That is the summation of vertical force is equal to 0, MA or MB is equal to 0, and the moment at the crown is equal to 0. Using these three equations, you can find out what is the unknown reaction components in the 3-inch circular arch. Then coming to how to find out the normal thrust and radial shear at a section. So this is the portion that I am taking from the 3-inch circular arch. This is the support and this is the point, and here you have to find out what is the normal thrust, radial shear and the vertical shear. So here you see this is the point and here this is the vertical shear. The vertical shear is your perpendicular to this one. That is, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So this is the vertical shear. And this is the horizontal shear. This is the horizontal shear. And this is the normal thrust. And this is the radial shear. This is the radial shear direction. This is the radial shear direction. This is normal thrust direction. And this is the vertical shear. And this is the horizontal shear. And this is the angle between the horizontal shear and the normal thrust. This is the angle between the horizontal shear and the normal thrust. This is the angle. This is also the angle theta. If this angle is your theta, then this angle will also theta. So here you have to find out what is the normal thrust and what is the radial shear. Because here you see this is the vertical shear and this is the horizontal shear. So you have to take the component of this vertical shear and horizontal shear along the normal thrust direction. So the normal thrust you can find out. So this is what is the component of this V sin theta, and what is the component of H? This is H cos theta. So normal thrust is equal to V sin theta plus H cos theta. So you can find out the normal thrust. So this is equal to V sin theta plus H cos theta. Similarly, you can find out the radial shear. This is equal to take the component of V in the radial shear direction and take the component of H in the radial shear direction. So Q is equal to V cos theta minus H sin theta. Q is equal to V cos theta minus H sin theta, where V is the vertical shear and H is the horizontal shear. So using these two formula for normal thrust and radial shear, you can find out the normal thrust and radial shear at any point in the 3-inch circular arch. Using these two formula, you can find out the value of N and Q in the 3-inch circular arch. Then, coming to first example, a 3-inch circular arch hinged at the springing and crown points has a span of 40 meters and a central rise of 8 meters. It carries a uniformly distributed load 20 kilonewton by meter over the left half of the span, together with a concentrated load of 100 kilonewton at the right quarter span point. Find the reaction at the supports, normal thrust and shear at section 10 meters from the left support. This is 3-inch circular arch and this is the loading. This is the loading. So for left half, there is present the UDL 20 kilonewton by meter for 20 meter length. And for right side, there is present a 100 kilonewton load at quarter point, that is 10 meter from the support B. At a 10 meter from the support B, because the length of the span is 40 meter and the rise of the span is 8 meter. This is given data. The span and rise is given L 40 meter and rise 8 meter. So here you have to find out what is the reaction of the supports and the normal thrust, radial shear at 10 meter from the left support. To take one point D at a distance 10 meter from the support A, and here you have to find out what is the normal thrust and what is the radial shear and what is the vertical shear? So first you find out what is the reaction at A and B. First to find out what is the vertical direction and horizontal direction at A and B. Reaction of the supports. So you know how to find out the reactions. Here you see that there is no horizontal loading. So in this case, the horizontal direction at A and the horizontal direction at B is equal to H. So here you need these three equations. The summation of vertical force is equal to 0, MA or MB is equal to 0, and MC is equal to 0. So using these three equations, you can find out what is the reaction at the supports. By taking moment about B and equate to 0, that is summation of MB is equal to 0. So you take the moment about this point. When you are taking the moment about this point, so how many forces are having here? So this is one vertical reaction, and this is the UDL, and this is the point load. So this take the moment of this vertical reaction about this point, and take the moment of this UDL about the point B, and take the moment of this load about the point B. So due to this reaction VA, so what is the moment about the point B? VA into 40. VA into 40. And this is your clockwise. This rotation is clockwise. And due to this UTL, the direction of the moment is anti-clockwise. And due to this point load, the direction of the moment is anti-clockwise. So 20 into 20 into, and the centroidal distance is 10. This is 20, 30. 20 into 20 into 30. Minus 100 into 10. Minus 100 into 10 is equal to 0. Then after simplification, you will get the vertical direction at A is equal to 325 kilonewton. Then take the summation of vertical force is equal to 0. That is summation of FB is equal to 0. So here you see this is the vertical direction, this is the vertical reaction, and this is the UTL, and this is the concentrated load. So what is the summation of vertical force is equal to 0? VA plus VB is equal to 20 into 20 plus 100. VA plus VB is equal to 20 into 20 plus 100. So from this relation you will get the VB is equal to 500 minus 325 is equal to 175 kilonewton. Then this is the vertical direction at A, this is the vertical direction at B. But you have to find out the horizontal direction by taking the moment at the crown is equal to 0. MC is equal to 0. So from MC is equal to 0, and you will find out what is the horizontal direction by taking the moment at crown is equal to 0, and you have to find out what is the horizontal direction at A or B. Since C is hinged, at hinge MC is equal to 0, take moment for right portion or left portion of hinge and equate the moment to 0, and find H. Take right side of hinge C. So here you take right side of hinge C. This is hinge, so take this side. So this side you are having, so this is vertical direction, and this is horizontal direction, and this is also one load is present. So take moment about C. So vertical direction, what is the moment due to this vertical direction? VB into 20. And what is the moment due to this horizontal direction? H into 8. And what is the moment due to this loading? 100 into 10. This is clockwise, and this is also clockwise, but due to vertical direction, this is anti-clockwise. So this is VB into 20 minus 100 into 10 minus H into 8 is equal to 0. Then after simplification, we will get the horizontal direction is equal to 312.5 kilonewton. This is the horizontal direction. Then take D point at 10 meter from the left support, where the normal thrust and radial shear are to be found. So here you take, this is the point, and here you have to find out what is the normal thrust and what is the radial shear at a distance of 10 meter from the support A. Now from the property of a circle, the radius of the circular arch can be determined. So you know from the property of a circle, you can find out what is the radius of the 3-inch circular arch. So this is the H into 2r minus H. H into 2r minus H is equal to L by 2 into L by 2. So you know what is the length of the 3-inch circular arch, and you know what is the height of the circular arch, or what is the rise of the circular arch. So by putting this value, so you will get what is the radius of the circular arch. R is equal to 29 meter. Then after knowing the radius of the circular arch, you can find out what is the theta angle, what is the slope of the point D. Because here you got, this is the radius, 29 meter you got. So you have to find out this theta angle. You don't know this theta angle. What is the slope of the point D? What is the slope of the point D? You don't know. If this angle is your theta, then this angle will also theta, because this is the line and this is the line perpendicular to this one, and this is the line and this line is your perpendicular to this one. If this angle is theta, then this angle will also theta. How will you find out this one? Because you know this portion. This is your r sin theta. This portion is your r sin theta. So r sin theta is equal to, because this total length is your 20, this is your 20. From this to this 20, and this is 10 meter, this is 10 meter. So 20 minus 10, this is your 10, this is 10. So this is sin theta is your equal to, sin theta is equal to this by this, 10 by r. Sin theta is equal to 10 by r. 10 by r. But you know what is the radius of the 3-inch circular arch? 29 meter. So after putting this one, then you will find out what is the value of theta. So theta is equal to sin inverse 10 by r. So this is equal to sin inverse 10 by 29. So the theta angle is equal to 20.171 degree. So the slope of the point D, this is equal to 20.171 degree. Then after getting this angle, then you can find out what is the vertical shear, what is the normal thrust, and what is the radial shear at the point D. So for vertical shear, V is equal to VA minus 20 into 10. Here you see. So you have to find out what is the vertical shear here at the point D. You have to find out what is the vertical shear at the point D. So you have to take the summation of vertical force is equal to 0. The left side of this point, the left side of the point D, you have to take the summation of the vertical force is equal to 0. Because this is one vertical force and this is the UDL. This is the UDL present just left side of the point D. So this UDL 20 into 10. This load is 20 into 10 and this is the vertical direction VA. So what is the vertical shear at the point D? The vertical shear at the point D is equal to VA minus 20 into 10. This is upward direction and this is the downward force. So what is the vertical shear here? Vertical shear at D is equal to VA minus 20 into 10. V is equal to 325 minus 200. So this is equal to 125 kilonewton. So for normal thrust, this is the formula. N is equal to V sin theta plus H cos theta. So after putting V and H is equal to what is the H value here? Because this is the H you got, and here also when you take the horizontal force here at the point D, so what is the force here? You will get the same, that is the opposite force. So that H is equal to this one, 312.5 kilonewton. Then you put here the V and H and the theta angle, sin theta and cos theta. So after putting V, sin theta, cos theta and H, you will get what is the value of the normal thrust. The normal thrust is equal to 336.437 kilonewton. Then find out what is the radial shear at the point D. So radial shear is equal to Q is equal to V cos theta minus H sin theta. So here you know V and H. So after putting the V and H and sin theta cos theta, you will get what is the radial shear at the point D. So this is equal to 9.575 kilonewton. So these are the parameters you got from this problem. This is the reaction of the supports, normal thrust and the radial shear at 10 meter from the left support. This is the normal thrust and this is the radial shear. Then coming to the second example, a circular arch of span 25 meter with a central rise 5 meter, this one is hinged at the crown, and the stringing at the stringing. It carries a point load of 100 kilonewton at 6 meter from the left support. So here there is having the point load at 6 meter from the left support. Calculate the reaction at the support, the reaction at the crown, and moment at 5 meters from the left support. You have to find out the moment at 5 meters from the left support, and you have to find out what is the reaction at the support VA, VP and H, and you have to find out what is the reaction at the crown. So you know that is from the equilibrium equation. So you will find out what is the reaction at the supports. That is by taking the moment about B and equate the moment to 0. Summation of MB is equal to 0. So we get, so VA into 25 here. When you are taking moment about the point D, how many forces are this side? So this is one vertical reaction and this is one load, concentrated load. So take the moment of these two forces about the point D. So VA into 25 minus 100 into this length, 19, because this is 6 meters. So 100 into 19. VA into 25 minus 100 into 19 is equal to 0. 100 into 19 is equal to 0. Then VA is equal to 76 kilonewton. Then taking summation of vertical force is equal to 0. We get, here you see, take the summation of vertical force is equal to 0. VA plus VB, this is upward direction, and this is the downward force, 100. So VA plus VB is equal to 100. Then from this relation we'll get VB is equal to 100 minus 76 is equal to 24 kilonewton. Then we'll get the horizontal direction by taking the moment at the crown is equal to 0. MC is equal to 0. Take right side of hinge C. Here you take the right side of hinge C. This portion you take. Either you take left side or you take right side. So in right side of the C, there is having VP, the vertical direction, and H, the horizontal direction. So take the moment about this point and equate that moment to 0. VP into 12.5 minus H into 5 is equal to 0. VB into 12.5 minus H into 5 is equal to 0. But you know the V is your 24 kilonewton. 24 into 12.5 minus H into 5 is equal to 0. Then H is equal to 60 kilonewton. So these are the reaction at the supports. Then find out what is the reaction at the crown. Here at this point, at the crown, what is the reaction? Find out. Considering the equilibrium of the left half of the arch, the reaction at the crown can be found from figure 2. So from this figure, we will find out what is the reaction at the crown. So this is the reaction, you know, the vertical reaction at A, and this is the horizontal reaction at A. Already you got this one. Vertical reaction at A is your 76 kilonewton, and the horizontal reaction at A is 60 kilonewton. And this is the load is present. This is the load is present at 6 meters from the support A. At 6 meters from the support A, this is the load present. So let us take the vertical reaction at the crown is your this BC, and the horizontal reaction at the crown is HC. By taking the summation of horizontal force is equal to 0, so we'll get what is the horizontal force at the crown, because this is the horizontal force at the support A. So if we take this is 60, this direction, right direction, and assume this the horizontal reaction at the crown is your HC, and assume this direction is your left side. So 60 minus HC is your equal to 0. So HC is your equal to 60 kilonewton. The direction of the horizontal direction at the crown is your equal to left side, and this is your 60 kilonewton. You have to find out what is the vertical reaction at the crown. So for this vertical reaction, you have to take the summation of vertical force is equal to 0. So this is one vertical force, and this is one vertical force, and here assume the vertical force at the crown is equal to downward direction. The vertical force at the crown is downward direction. This is you assume here. So this is 76 kilonewton, this is 100, and this is BC. So 70. So the upward force take this is positive and downward force is negative. 76 minus 100 minus BC is equal to 0. Then BC is equal to 76 minus 100. This is equal to minus 24 kilonewton. So here you got the value, your negative value. So the direction of the vertical reaction at the crown is your upward direction, because here you assume the direction is your downward, and you are calculating the vertical reaction at the crown. But here you got the negative value. So here you give the direction of the vertical direction at the crown is your upward. So the correct direction of VC is equal to 24 kilonewton. This is upward direction. So this is the reaction at the crown. The vertical direction at the crown is your 24 kilonewton upward direction, and the horizontal direction at the crown is your 60 kilonewton, and this is your left direction. This is left direction, left side. This is your upward. Then find out what is the moment at 5 meters from the left support. Here you find out what is the moment, because this is the point D. This point is 5 meters from the support A. So you have to find out what is the moment at the point D. So what you have to do here, because you know this is the x length, this is the x 5 meter, and you have to find out the yt. You have to find out the coordinate of the point D. This is yt. The vertical coordinate of the point D. This is yt. You have to find out. So you know already what is the formula yt. Has to find out what is the radius of the circle from the property of the circle. From the property of circle, we get the radius of the circle. So this is the property of circle. H into 2r minus h is equal to L by 2 into L by 2. Here this is h is your 5 meter. 2r minus 5 is equal to 25 by 2 into 25 2. So from this relation we will get the radius of the 3-inch circular arch. R is equal to 18.125 meter. Then from figure 1, from this figure, from figure 1, we can find r sin theta. We can find r sin theta. So this is r sin theta. This is r sin theta. So how you will find out this r sin theta? Because you know this is 12.5 and this is 5. So 12.5 r sin theta is equal to 12.5 minus 5. This is here equal to 7.5. So sin theta is equal to 7.5 divided by r. And here you got the radius of the 3-inch circular arch, 7.5 divided by 18.125. So this is the sin theta value here equal to 0.4138. Then after getting the sin theta, you will find out what is the theta angle. Theta is here equal to 24.443 degree. This is the slope of the point D. Then after getting this slope, you can find out what is the vertical coordinate of the point D. This is your yt, the vertical coordinate of the point D. This is yt is equal to h minus r into 1 minus cos theta. Then by putting the h value and the radius and the theta angle, so you'll get what is the vertical height of the coordinate D. Yt is equal to 3.375 meter. Then after knowing the yt, after knowing the vertical coordinate of the point D, so you can find out what is the moment at the point D. Because here you see, this is the reaction, vertical reaction at A, and this is the horizontal reaction at A. So what is the moment? How you will find out the moment at the point D? So vertical reaction into the perpendicular distance, 5 meter. And this is your rotating clockwise. And due to horizontal direction, what is the moment at the point D? 60 kilonewton and the perpendicular distance. The perpendicular distance is your yd. 60 into yt. This is 76 into 5 minus 60 into yt is your equal to the moment at the point D. The moment at D MD is equal to VA into 5 minus H into yt. So VA is equal to 76 into 5 minus H is equal to 60 minus 60 into 3.375. So this is your equal to 177.5 kilonewton meter. So this is the moment at the point D. So this is all about the 3-inch circular arch. So you can find out what is the reactions or what is the radial shear or normal thrust or vertical shear at any point in the 3-inch circular arch. Also you can find out what is the moment at any point in the 3-inch circular arch. Now all are clear?